All right, we're back. Thanks for joining me on the MRE Experience. And today we're looking at menu number 5 in our series, MRE for Newbies. So, menu number 5, chicken chunks, white cooked. This is packaged by MRE. This is a pretty decent menu. It gets a lot of hate. I don't understand why. I think people are put off by the chicken chunks in a bag, but I kind of enjoy it. And I think it's a pretty decent menu. I think it's pretty versatile. I think kids, this would be a pretty good menu for children, elderly people, where they can't have something too hard, too spicy. So I think this is actually a pretty good menu when you look at it. And I think it's pretty versatile. So let's get into it. We're going to work our peelable seal and actually see if it peels. Oh, look at that. We'll put our bag right here. And we have a double-bagged MRE. Other companies, there's Sapaco, there's MRE, and there's another one. MRE, Sapaco, and I just can't think of the third one. It'll come to me. But they usually don't bag them up. Double bag them, I should say. But either way. Here we go. Let's get into this. So we have our tortillas plain, 220 calories. This is a 2.29 ounce package. We have our chicken chunks, cooked white. I'll put that in the pouch. This is one pouch is 142 grams or 5 ounces, 150 calories, 27 grams of protein, 760 milligrams of sodium, 75 milligrams of cholesterol, and half of a gram of saturated fat. That is pretty good. Barbecue corn nuggets. I'm not a fan of these. They're a little tough on my teeth, but we'll get through it. 2 ounces, 57 grams, 260 calories, 4 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, and 750 milligrams sodium. We have an accessory packet here. No coffee, cinnamon chiclets, salt, moist towelette, white tip matches, TP. First Strike Energy Bar, apple cinnamon flavor. 2.3 ounces or 65 grams. These are pretty good. Do yourself a favor when you get these, warm them up. It really makes a difference in the flavor and the texture. Otherwise, if you're eating them cold, good luck. It's like a piece of leather. And let's see the nutritious facts on these. 270 calories. We have a good amount of vitamins, 49 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 19 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. We have peanut butter. Damn, so that means we're not going to have cheese. I don't know what is with these MREs lately. Out of this bunch, where I'm supposed to be getting cheese, I'm getting peanut butter. You know, and I get it that if they're running low, that they'll just throw in peanut butter or whatever else they have in there to substitute it. But the chicken goes amazing on the tortillas with the cheese, not peanut butter. This is the odd man out. What am I supposed to put peanut butter on? The barbecue corn nuts, the First Strike apple cinnamon bar. I mean, if we don't have a protein shake in here, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And it doesn't look like we have a protein shake here because now we have a fruit punch beverage, no fruit juice. This is 90 calories, 24 grams in the pouch. We have a good amount of vitamins. Sugar's 22 grams, protein 0. All right. At least there's something looking decent in here. I kind of like these. These are the beef stick, teriyaki flavored. This is 0.95 ounces, or 27 grams, 100 calories, 7 grams of protein. All right. And then we have barbecue sauce, of course. Maybe we could do our barbecue sauce and our peanut butter together. I mean, every time I had this menu, they always give you cheese or jalapeno cheese, and it goes amazing with the chicken and the tortillas. Now I guess we're just going to have barbecue sauce. All right, and we have our spoon and our flameless ration heater. So throw this in the garbage. All right. I'm not going to use the FRH. I think we've seen already how many times we used them. I think we understand that we spike them with the salt. Understand that if you're in the field and this is all you have, then use it. But if you're eating these in a camping situation, at home, as a quick alternate meal, warm your food up in boiling, simmering water. It will bring out so much flavor in the food. It will make it taste so much better. You'll get it so much warmer than this does. Do yourself a favor. Enjoy your meal. There's no reason to have to eat everything cold or lukewarm where the flavors are not being brought out to their fullest. If you're in a survival situation, I get it. You don't have the choice. But if you're home or you have the means, you're camping and you have it doesn't take much, a small 2-quart or 1-quart pot, throw a bottle of water in there, submerge your items. They don't have to go to a rolling boil. You could bring it to a light simmer, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and that's it. So, all right, I'm going to plate this up. I'm going to start warming these things up. And then we're going to dig into it. This is going to be a pretty easy meal. This is a favorite one of mine, so let's get to it. Stand by. All right, we're back. I took the liberty of substituting an ingredient. I got some Tostitos salsa cheese because I refuse to eat these chicken chunks without cheese. Barbecue's all right, but the cheese what makes it. So if you're lucky enough to get this menu with a cheese or a jalapeno cheese, consider yourself lucky. I think when I bought this case, I've noticed that they're very sparse with the cheeses. So I'm guessing this case must have ran into some issues, and they just skimped out on giving the cheese on this one. So let's first make our beverage. Fruit punch, no fruit juice. As you all know, this is the fill line. Give it a little crease. When you fill it from the inside, you'll see it. No guessing how much water you need. Yep, and that took pretty much all of it. Make sure you fold over that seal, then do another fold, clamp it down, give it a vigorous shake, and it's done. All right, and I know I didn't say this before, but don't put your pouches, your retort pouches, in the microwave. I know that this series is for beginners, and sometimes we kind of overlook the obvious, but as a beginner, you might not know. So don't put any of these pouches, tortillas, beef stick, these are aluminized. There's metal in them. You know, you want to see a fireworks show, put these in your microwave. You'll see what happens. Actually, don't do it. There'll be someone out there that actually does it, saying, you told me to do it. So I warmed up the first strike bar. Now the chicken chunks, I actually boiled for, not boiled, but simmered for a good solid 8 minutes. It doesn't take much to warm these up. And then toward the last 3 to 4 minutes, I actually threw in the tortillas, the first strike energy bar, and what else? The tortillas, first strike energy bar, And the chicken, yeah. So, and look at this. When you actually open these up and they're actually warm, well, they're such a pleasure. This might have been a little too warm, but yeah, it's sticking, coming apart. We'll actually let that firm up a little bit, and we'll come back to eating that. Right now, I think I went a little overboard with warming it up, so we're just going to leave that be. Let's get our beef teriyaki stick out. I think it's Meal Ready Dave. He calls these dog food, and I would have to really disagree. Mind you, this is not gourmet food. This is emergency field rations. So you're going to have to accept utility over gourmet. All right? Everything here serves a purpose. You show me food that you can throw in your basement as long as it's cool, dry, and dark, and in 10 years come back up and have such a versatile menu. And I'm not going to call it dog food. So it could be just some people have different, taste towards certain kind of foods. What he might call dog food, I might call pretty decent. And what I might call pretty decent, he might call something else. So I'm not going to knock him, but, if you look at the utility of this food, the nutrition it brings, the vitamins, the diverse menus, I would say this is doing pretty good. So trust me, you were in a disaster situation and you haven't eaten in a week, you'll eat a can of dog food. So I don't want to hear that this is dog food. Now, I'm kind of debating if I should do this. Now, I've seen a couple reviewers take these barbecue corn nuts, smash them into like a corn meal, and then add it right on top of their chicken. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some on the plate. I'm going to try to fish out. Yeah, good luck. Never mind. I'm not going to be able to reach that stupid do not eat oxygen absorber. There we go. There we go. We're going to save some to naturally eat. These are okay. I'm not a big fan of them. They're quite hard. All right. I left about a third in the bag. I don't know if you could see that. I'm going to smash these up with a hammer. So they're kind of like a cornmeal. And then we're going to sprinkle it on the chicken. So stand by. All right, we're back. Pounded the hell out of those corn nuts. And look at that. I mean, there's a little liquid at the bottom, but if you were really in a bad situation, how could you kind of say no to that? I mean, look at that. That's white meat chicken. It smells pretty decent. That is not bad looking. This could go very well for, a child, someone who has digestive issues, teeth issues. So we're going to just spoon some of this out on both of our tortillas. Just try not to get the liquid on your tortillas because everything becomes a soupy mess then. I usually drain the bag when I open it, but I didn't want to do it off camera. I wanted you guys to see how much liquid is actually in these. There we go. You see? Pretty decent amount of liquid in there. So don't just rip the pouch open and then bring it over your tortilla and you have a big mess. So I'm just going to fold that up, throw it in the garbage. All right. And like I said, I'm adding some cheese because normally this menu has cheese in it. And I like the chicken with the cheese on it. And this is Tostitos cheese for tortillas or chips. And we're going to just plop it on there because this is how I do it. And if you have the luxury of doing this at home, throw some stuff in there. I mean, it's your food. Enjoy it. All right, and now, look at that. Smash them up real good. I'm going to throw some on there for some crunch. That's actually looking pretty good. That's pretty much it with those. And yeah, I mean, should we throw the barbecue sauce on there? I don't know. We already got the barbecue kind of happening. I got the cheese going. Yeah, I'm not going to mix it up. And the peanut butter, sorry, bud. You're the odd man out, and you're just going to have to hang around for the next video. Maybe we'll find a use for you. Fruit punch. What can I say? It's fruit punch. Let's fold this up and give it a bite and see how we're doing here. Tortillas are so nice when they're warm. We could see already the liquid coming out of the bottom. I'm going to make a little mess here. All right, let's give this a bite. So breaking the corn nuts up, perfect amount of texture and flavor on the chicken. Really perfect. Normally these corn nuts are they're tough to work through, and they're perfect. That goes so well with the cheese, the corn, the chicken, the tortillas. I mean, if we had some Tabasco or some Red Hot chili flakes, that would really make this pop. All right, that went down really easy. You know what, a menu is good when it goes down easy. Under stress, you don't want to stress a soldier out by making food too complicated, too hard to eat. All right, let's get through this again. Not going to open the accessory pack. I mean, we're not going to use the salt, the moist towelette, chewing gum matches. I mean, we've seen them already, so we're just going to leave that be. That's the first time I actually broke these up and threw them in there, and that's the way to do that. I'm not a big fan of corn nuts. I think they're a little too hard. There are certain corn nuts that are kind of a little more airy, but these aren't them. These are crunchy. You got to work through these. These are tough. All right, so the chicken with the crushed corn nuts, the tortilla, we added cheese, outstanding. Peanut butter, we're not using. You could go the route of putting your barbecue sauce on your chicken. That really does kick it up a notch. It has a good flavor. This is a good barbecue sauce. Let's have a look at our teriyaki beef stick. This is a really good beef stick. Has a good teriyaki flavor. Has a decent chew. It's not too spicy. And I like it. I find it pretty decent. And it's a great source of protein, quick protein. All right, we gave time for our first strike bar to actually firm up again. We got a little too soft. These are pretty decent, these first strike bars. They're kind of like a generic protein bar. They're pretty heavy with the like crisp. It's almost like a cereal crisp added into it with a protein mixture in the, I guess, chewy part of it. Pretty decent flavor of cinnamon and apple. It's got a decent chew to it. It has a nice apple flavor to it. Nice cinnamon flavor. It's not overwhelming. It's not overly sweet. These are good. I like these. Corn nuts. You can hear they're quite crunchy. They got a good flavor to them. A nice balance of salty with a nice smoky barbecue flavor to them. The barbecue flavor is not overpronounced. It's not overwhelming. It's like a nice smoky flavor to it. I'm not going to finish these on camera. Matter of fact, we're pretty much done here. There's nothing else to see. Fruit punch, always a hit. If you're wondering why the U.S. MREs are so heavily colored with food coloring, is in the field when soldiers are drinking treated water, you have to understand if they're getting water from a river, a stream, a lake, it could be discolored. So they often put an overly abundant amount of food coloring to actually hide the color of the water. And they do tend to make U.S. MREs, the drinks, a little sweeter than they should be. They do that to also mask the chemical treatment to sterilize the water, whether it's iodine tablet, chlorine tablet. They do that to mask the flavor just so the soldiers are hydrating adequately. So that pretty much sums up menu number 5. Chicken chunks, white cooked. And this was a pretty decent meal. It seems like it was pretty light, considering we didn't get a coffee, we didn't get any candy. We were missing a cheese, but we got peanut butter. I think this is a reoccurring theme in this case because I do remember certain menus always coming with cheese, and I'm seeing now peanut butter in place of that. So we're going to continue going through this case. I think we're going to see that theme play out more often, but it is what it is. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the information I'm putting out, thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment. If you're unsure on how to go about setting something up, even if you had some silly questions, drop it in the comment. I answer all the comments and questions that get put on these videos, so don't be afraid to reach out. And if you're looking for these menus, you're not sure where to shop for them, look up the other YouTubers that are making these videos. We're not as big as a community as you might think we are. It's a small subset of people, and we can point you in the right direction on where to find pretty good deals, where to stay away from, where to buy them from. You know, if not me, there's so many other people that are doing reviews on these, and we are all active, and we could definitely help point you in the right direction. So seek, you shall find, ask, and you will gain. Okay? So, like I said, the next menu in our series is going to be menu number 6, beef taco filling. This is something we're going to go through every single menu all the way up to 24 so everybody can see what every single menu looks like. So if you're interested in beef taco filling menu 6, stay tuned for the next video. I want to really say I appreciate everything from my subscribers. I'm also launching a membership now. It's not expensive. If you want to see this content earlier, as soon as I post it, sign up. You'll get, as soon as I drop the video, which is sometimes 2 to 3 days earlier, you will see it. Okay? Thank you very much again. I really appreciate everybody chipping in, making this channel grow to what it is growing to be and further. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.